April, we are so glad to welcome you to the Market Her Pro Talk. We still have some people coming in, so we'll give them a few minutes to put their names and where they're located into the chat. And if you would, I have a tech support person here. If you would go ahead and launch that poll for us. Okay, cool. I think I'm going to go ahead and cast my vote in here. Let me see. These are some good questions. So the questions are, what's your customer rapport building superpower? The options are being a great listener, persistence, finding common ground, flattery, giving away free stuff, or something else. And I'm going to wait till the end of April's presentation here to decide what it really is. But for right now, I think I'm going to cast my vote. We'll see what else comes up. All right, I see some are going for being a great listener. Okay, it looks like being a great listener is the winner of the poll here. So that's great. We're looking forward to see how close we are to what you're going to tell us. So your presentation is called, let's see, Serve, Don't Sell, Confidently Magnetize Your Ready to Pay Customers. So everyone, welcome. This is April Frazier. April, I know that you're a leadership and confidence coach. And recently I saw on your LinkedIn, I think in your teaser video, you mentioned another website that you started, something about women empowerment. So if you would just tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what's going on. We're excited to hear.
Yeah, you're correct. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I know that phrase gets tossed around quite a bit. But I have started it's probably my 5th business that I've started. And so the entrepreneurs in here, you understand that as an entrepreneur, you're a marketer, right? And as a marketer, you're an entrepreneur. You can't have one without the other. So I am a confidence coach and a leadership development coach, really for entrepreneurs, executives, and I specialize in serving women because I am a woman and I see the special challenges that we face. And I'm super excited to be here, super excited to present, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you.
We're super excited to have you as well. As you said, and one interesting thing, one of the main reasons why I wanted to bring you on, April, is because so many marketers have a side gig or something that they're building. I'll call it side gig when it's just getting started, but a lot of them become, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs. So a lot of us are like, and it's a difference from marketing to sales. I'm a marketing person, but I'm not a salesperson, right? There is a difference in that. So when you're actually in front of the customer needing to build that relationship, what does that take? So this is much needed. And I'm going to let you go ahead and take the floor.
All right, here we go. I have a lot to present, so I'm going to try to get it just right, to size it just right. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to the presentation, Serve, Don't Sell, How to Confidently Magnetize Your Ready to Pay Customers. And I'm super excited to be here. I am April Frazier, confidence coach, founder of Forward Group Coaching and Good Womanhood. I help creatives and first-time founders design and discover profitable signature businesses and create them, okay? Because I've done it for myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is what I love. I help other would-be entrepreneurs, first-time founders. Hey, I got an idea. How do I bring this to fruition and actually test if it's profitable? That's me. That's what I help others do. And I'm going to share with you today one big thing that people commonly come to me and ask. First-time founders, entrepreneurs, marketers come and ask, and it's a big one. So if you have questions after this presentation, I invite you to reach out. You can reach out over Instagram at Good and Womanhood. I'm super excited. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Let's connect. Let's see what's up and how I can help you. For any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. And before we dive into the meat of the presentation, I want to share a word about entrepreneurship. First and foremost, it sounds great. Everybody talks about the freedom and the income potential, the unlimited income earning potential. It sounds rather glorious. But I'm going to be honest with you, from someone who has been there and back several times and has guided others there and back several times, I'm going to tell you, it sounds glorious, but it actually is a lot of soul searching work. And what it means essentially to be an entrepreneur is to create something that doesn't yet exist. And to do that, to really be successful, you have to do things you've never done before. You got to find your people. You got to define your product or service, which also means defining how you want to serve other people. Very important fun fact about entrepreneurship. It's a soul searching exercise. Who are you? What are you offering? Why are you offering it? Why does it have value? How are you going to offer it? What are people going to, what are you going to charge for it? How is it going to be delivered? All of these questions revolve really around you. You also got to know how to show up for your people so they can see you. And that's the challenging part and relates to this particular, what we're talking about here, serve, don't sell. You got to show up so people can see you. That's podcasting, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, the social feeds, all of them. That's having a website, that's getting photos taken, that's creating whatever you need to do, that's out there connecting with other entrepreneurs and other people, partners. You got to show up. And oftentimes, in my experience in serving other entrepreneurs who are on that journey and just starting, that's one of the hardest pieces, is showing up without the imposter, showing up with authenticity, showing up knowing that you have value. And that dovetails nicely into where we're going next. So all of that stuff that I just described that you need to do if you're going to profitably be an entrepreneur. And by the way, well, I'm talking about entrepreneurship specifically, but if you're a marketer, then it is very useful to think like an entrepreneur. And if you're an entrepreneur, you absolutely got to be a marketer. Otherwise, without some marketing, there's no profit. And without profit, there is no business. Right? So those two things can be, the skill sets can cross across both barriers, entrepreneur and marketer. So wherever you find yourself, if you feel like you're more marketer than entrepreneur or entrepreneur, cool, welcome, you're in the right place. Everything I just described applies to you. And all of it can be rather fear producing. But fear is not your biggest problem. Real talk. Fear is not the biggest problem. We all feel fear anytime we're doing something new. That's not your biggest problem. The biggest problem is doubt. Doubt is such a little word, but it is such a big blocker. Who am I to offer this? What will people pay for it? Why am I doing this? Will people understand? How do I get it in front of people? What will people say? My people who have known me before I started this, what will they say? What will they say after? What if I fail? It's all doubt. And the doubt is informed by fear, sure, but it's doubt. So the number one problem that I hear from entrepreneurs is, I don't want to be salesy. Marketers, I got to write an email. I got to get on Instagram. I got to connect with somebody. I'm doing a podcast. And then, you get actually someone who tell me all about what you offer, and you got to make a sell. And whether that's in person or whether that's in some digital medium, you are selling. Without sales, there is no business. So the term salesy has really gotten a bad rap. You do have to make a sale, but nobody wants to be salesy, right? And I hear you. I get it. Been there, done that, help myself over the hump, and I help other people over that hump as well. So the principles, if you apply them, what I'm going to show you today, you don't ever have to worry about feeling salesy. You don't have to worry about fear in the sales or marketing process. And again, that's whether that's someone live in front of you or whether that's in a digital medium. You don't have to worry about feeling salesy. You will feel confident to guide your customers to get the help that they already want or need. You will feel confident. And the principles honestly aren't that difficult. So I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're asking for help. I'm happy that you're in Speed Station, because actually when I show you, you're going to be like, oh, that makes sense. But it's not so easy, although it is simple. So this presentation is for you if you feel like selling your service is hard and you don't want to be salesy, or product. That could be if you feel like there's something about you that's not quite enough. It's harder for people like you to get hired or to be taken seriously. If you love to help people but you mostly work for free, because whenever you have to ask for money, it starts to feel weird. If you have no idea where to get clients, what you're offering, what you're selling, what to charge, or you have an idea what to charge, but you feel like it might be too much and you're just not quite sure because will people buy that? Again, doubt. If you want to spend time serving others, not posting to social media all the time and worrying about what you're going to post to social media or what you're going to write in your email list or what you're going to, this is for you. Okay. Again, you don't have to feel salesy. So in this presentation, here's what you're going to learn. The 3 truth bombs. The 3 truth bombs to success. Marketable success, entrepreneurial success. There are 3 truth bombs I want you to take with you from this presentation. The second thing is how to overcome that salesy feeling. Yes, please. And number 3, 4 things you should know before you go. And that is to say, before you spend any money on ads, before you embark on any marketing campaign, before you get a subscription to HubSpot, I want you to know these things before you go. Ready? Sound juicy? You still with me? Because if you are, I can't wait to dish. Okay, spill all the tea. This is me in 2007, okay? And I was at the start of my software developer career that would last me 18 years. And I had earned my computer science degree. I was well on my way to making 6 figures, good, safe, cushy job with the golden handcuffs, as they say. And I hated that work. And in 2017, I had a breakdown. I needed to, in fact, I would say I had a breakdown and a breakup and then a great awakening that led me to realize that I wanted to go bigger with my life. And really, honestly, real talk, I wanted to get paid to be me, because I felt like I had these skills that I was using in all these other areas, not in my computer science area, so to speak, not in my day job, but when I wasn't working, I was using all these other skills that people really appreciated about me and wanted more of. And I thought, well, how can I monetize that in a way that doesn't feel salesy or sleazy, and also was in integrity with the life that I wanted to create from that place? But I'll be honest with you, I had zero everything. Okay. 0 email list subscribers, 0 business income, 0 clients, no social media. I didn't know what Instagram was, honestly. What? Social media? I had a friend which showed me. Entrepreneur knowledge, 0. Product service, 0. Nothing. Do you hear me when I say nothing? I started from nothing. So I had to learn everything I'm going to share with you today. And since then, I've helped scores of women start businesses and get their first receipts. Including Malika, went from 0 everything to getting her first paid session in just a few months of working together. And she was able to celebrate and say, you know what? I am what I say I am, and I did it. And all without, honestly, selling her soul, so to speak, and also overcoming that feeling. I helped her to overcome that feeling of being salesy, and then boom, she was in. So I'm back from the depths to share with you everything that I didn't have when I started from 0. First things first. The first learning lesson we're going to talk about today is you never have to sell when you serve. I'll say that again. You never have to sell when you serve. And you might have picked that up from the title of this presentation, Serve, Don't Sell, right? If you have a client in front of you and you're thinking about how to convince them to buy, did you say enough? Did you give them enough information? Did you give them enough free stuff? If you're wondering if you did anything if you did enough, or if they're ready to buy, or if they're going to buy, or if your price is too high, if you're suffering in any kind of doubt about whether they're going to buy, when you have someone in front of you, and again, in person or digitally, then you're thinking more about you than you are about them. And that's not the place you want to be. You want to be thinking about the customer and what they need, and simply empowering them with the information that they need to make an informed decision. More about that in a second. When you serve, the product sells itself. Okay, and so does the service or experience. So really, the customer, when they experience true value and feel that what you offer is what they need, they convince themselves to buy. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. You're going to help me with this very critical problem I want to solve that I haven't been able to solve yet. And you just let me know that there is a solution. Oh, and there are other people who you've helped solve this problem, and you've given me a glimpse of how. Cool. How much? How can I pay you? That's the question you want to hear. How can I pay you? Yes. Then you know you've done your job. But again, you want to think about them, not you. And anytime you're suffering in doubt about whether you've done your job or not, then you're not thinking about the customer. You're not serving in the strongest possible way. And that is where things fall apart. So every bit of your marketing should focus on how to give customers the experience or the opportunity of the experience for transformation. Every bit, your email, your social media, your website, every bit of your marketing. And it doesn't have to be salesy at all. It's simply telling them the truth, what you've done, how you've helped others, and being really clear about the transformation that others have received or that you created for yourself. And every bit of marketing in some way or another leads back to that main theme. The second truth bomb, you are the first sell. And that is to say, you're the first person that must have rock solid belief that what you offer and how you serve others has value. This is hard because a lot of times when you're starting out, first time founders and entrepreneurs, marketers, they're not really sold on the product. They're testing, so they're not quite sure. But please understand, you cannot convince someone of something that you don't truly believe. And if you try, you will feel salesy. Sensing a theme happening? So you must have that rock solid belief that what you have offers real value. Number 3, truth bomb. It is normal to feel like a fraud when you're beginning. Everybody, can I just tell you, everybody feels like a fraud when they're first starting out. When I first became a confidence coach, I was coming out of technology, as I share with you. And for me to show up in a room and say, I'm a confidence coach, the irony was the confidence coach lacked confidence in her ability to serve, although she had been serving for some time. And so it's normal when you're starting something new to feel that you need to do what everybody else is doing because maybe they've made it or they've been successful. And if you are starting out, cool, you're going to feel like a fraud. And if you're doing what everybody else is doing, then you can't do uniquely what you're here to do. So it's important for you to notice the feeling, and it's important for you to get help to unpack that and to shift it so that you can be more confident and not feel salesy. Okay. That means your focus should be a beacon. That's it. Be a beacon. Again, not thinking about you, thinking about them. And that is to say, be a beacon for your ideal ready to pay clients. The image that I put on this slide is the idea that you are, or your business is providing light for people who are already out there in the ocean, so to speak, in the dark, looking for guidance. They don't know what they need. They don't know where to get it. They don't know who's got it. So if you show up completely, shine your light on, the goal is only to turn your light on for the people who are already ready to get what you need, to get what they have, what you have for them. And that's sometimes people are ready right away to pay. And sometimes people just need to float out there for a little while and learn to trust your light, learn to trust your guidance. And then in time they will buy. So the idea is with every piece of marketing, are you being a beacon, showing up to let them see your light and to build that trust factor? And once you're doing that, your pipeline will begin to build. However that is, whatever your service is, your one job is to be a beacon for them. Okay, learning objective number 2, how to overcome that salesy feeling. Nobody wants to be this guy, okay? The greasy car salesman, right? We've all heard of that guy. We've seen that guy portrayed on TV. Nobody wants to be that guy. And in fairness, you're not that guy. My own image around. You're not that guy. You are in business more than likely because you feel really passionate about something. This has been my experience when I serve others who are starting something new or creating something that doesn't exist yet. You are in business for purpose, for principle, because you want to help people. So in order to overcome that salesy feeling, I've already given you the first clue earlier in the presentation. You have to be the first sale. You have to believe you have real value, motivated by a desire to help others, not to make the sale. When you're motivated to serve, you don't need to worry about making a sale. The sale will make itself by being a beacon, by showing up, by focusing on serving. So that's the second piece. Be that beacon. Show up for them. Empower your customers with information so they can make an informed decision. They already want help. They wouldn't be in your sphere if they didn't. They don't know what they need yet. And so your idea is to give them that and to let them know that they have the opportunity. Hey, I have help. I can help you with the thing you're concerned about, the thing that's keeping you up at night. I can help you. That's how you avoid the salesy feeling and subsequently feeling like this guy. The other way I invite my clients to practice to overcome the salesy feeling is to play the good waiter, an emphasis on good waiter, right? Because we've all had bad service. The waiter is there to serve and to help a customer get what they already want. The waiter provides information, allyship, guidance. The waiter is not attached to outcome. Also, if a customer comes into an Italian restaurant and they order sushi, well, the waiter's going to let them know, hey, we don't sell sushi here, but if you'd like to learn about our lasagna, I'd be happy to serve you. The waiter is not attached, doesn't get an attitude, doesn't feel any kind of way. This person has come someplace to get something that they don't have. But they also are prepared to offer them another option, right? We're an Italian place. Would you like to know about our lasagna or our special spaghetti and meatballs or whatever it is? And the same can be true as a marketer, as an entrepreneur. You are the good waiter. If someone comes into your sphere and they maybe aren't even looking for what you have, do you have something that can serve them? Or can you point them in another direction? That's serving, not worried about sales, but serving and helping people to find what they're already looking for. The other thing that will help overcome the salesy feeling is unpack your money shame. And we all have them. We all get ideas about and conditioning, honestly, from our social environment, from our families, from our journey, our life journey, where we form ideas about how hard it will be to make money. If it comes too easy, there must be a catch. What will people pay for? Why would they pay me? What will people say if I charge that much? That's all money shame. And honestly, it doesn't serve you. It's not even yours. You picked it up as along your journey somewhere. You got it from your background, and no judgment. We all get it. But in order to successfully guide someone, you have to overcome that. To overcome the idea that you are selling somebody something that they don't want or that's not right for them. You are guiding them to the product or service that they already do want, to overcome whatever obstacle they're facing. And yes, it is important, necessary for you to make an exchange of monetary value for some opportunity for transformation. If only they take the option. It is important to exchange. Why is it important? It's important to exchange because people don't value what they don't pay for, or what they don't make some kind of exchange for that costs them, so to speak. It must cost someone, and they must be in enough pain to want to change it. And why not pay you? If you have something and you can help them, yes, it is important for them to invest in themselves. That means it should cost them something. And that also means you should receive it if you're giving them something of real value, and you are. There's also shame around, this premium that's put on giving. Give. And that's great. We all need to give. It feels good to give. Yes. And the other side of that, though, is receiving, like inhaling or exhaling. If you only did one, what would happen? You suffocate. right? And same for your business. If you only give, and you don't receive, then your business will suffocate monetarily, right? It's both give and take, inhale and exhale. And some of that is informed by the money shame. We feel like we must give. We must prove. That's money shame that's coming up, right? And worthiness, honestly, too. We could talk about that as a sidebar. But for right now, I just want you to focus on money shame will block your money. And you don't want that, right? And as a marketer, it will disempower you to show up powerfully and be that beacon for the people who really do want what you have. Okay. More about the money shame. We all more money, more problems. I don't deserve to make a lot of money. And if we do get somebody to buy, this is a fluke, probably won't happen again. All of that stuff. Once again, money shame. It's also mind trash. You need to get rid of it. Figure out how to overcome it so that in any way that you're in front of a customer or a client, that you are focused on serving them, you have to dispel the money shame, recognize it for yourself so that you can be the most empowered guide, not to push them, but to help them get what is they want. So you may have noticed from what I mentioned, all the things that I mentioned, honestly, to overcome that salesy feeling, the biggest blocker that you're going to have to build a profitable business or to have a profitable marketing strategy is mindset. It's all happening up here. It's how you're showing up for someone. That's you. You have control and power over that. And it doesn't matter what they're doing or how much money they have or what services they've bought or want to buy. It's really your mindset that's going to allow you to be a good waiter for them, so to speak, and to really allow them to get the information they need to make the decision. Check your mind trash. That's everything. Because your beliefs will block you. Okay. If I haven't made that case enough already in what I've talked about, please reach out to me because as I mentioned at the beginning of the slide, please reach out because your mind trash will block you. And this term does not come from me. It was from another entrepreneur, but I think it's so appropriate because there's so much stuff that happens in the mindset that blocks us from being our most powerful selves in serving others. Okay, so the last learning objective, know before you go. Before you begin any marketing plan, before you spend any money, before you go to Facebook, before you try to figure out what your budget should be, here are 5 things you should know. And I think actually it should be 4, but we'll see. Everybody feels like an imposter at first. Okay, I've already shared that with you. Everybody feels like an imposter. Okay, and what people don't really understand is that confidence is a result, not a requisite. So that means that confidence comes as a result. It comes after. It is the effect of going boldly forward. Okay. So fear is not the thing that will stop you. Lack of confidence is not the thing that should stop you. You go anyway. And over time, you develop the confidence. It does not come. Nobody has it right off the bat unless they've done it before. That's just human. We feel more comfortable. We feel more confident when we've done it 100 times. Nobody has confidence right out the gate. So let's start with that. Also, feeling like an imposter lives right here. This inner imposter lives in between who you believe you are and who you believe you should be. You might be picking up what I'm putting down on #mind trash, because if you believe that you're supposed to have all the answers, if you believe that you're supposed to be some kind of person, then you will get blocked. Okay, you absolutely will get blocked on my, because when we feel like we're supposed to be something that we're not, that's when we feel like a fraud. That's also where salesy lives. That inner imposter is fueled by fuels that salesy mindset of what will I say? Will this be enough? Am I selling them something they don't want or don't need or doesn't have value? That's all happening with you. And as you in your marketing channels. Okay. So just understand that all lives right here. Who you believe you are versus who you believe you should be. And I've said it, confidence is not a requisite, it's a result. Right. The only way out is through. That's by noticing if you're feeling imposter, noticing if you don't feel confident, and by noticing it, you can align, you can talk through the different pieces, self-talk, or get help to talk through, right? Working through those mind trash pieces so that you can activate in a new way, so that you can show up and be a beacon for your ideal customers. And the only way out is through. You don't learn it in a book, honestly. You just got to do it. And that is lots of marketing, lots of opportunity, lots of failing, honestly, which, by the way, we're never really failing, right? We're learning or winning. Learning or winning. And that actually comes from Nelson Mandela. We never really lose. We win or we learn. If we choose to see it that way, if we choose to adapt, we choose to become aware of the lessons. And when you're starting out, or any place you are in your business where you haven't arrived at the milestone that you want to in your marketing arm, octopus, if you will, as you're figuring out all the different pieces of who you're serving and how, please know the only way out is through. Get in there and do it. Also, you will never be ready. Okay. Nobody is ever ready. No first-time parent is ever ready, even when they have all the stuff, right? Nobody has everything set up perfectly. When you first start your job, you're not ready. A new job, you're not ready. When you first start a new career, you're not ready. When you go to college, nobody's ever ready. Okay. To start. Entrepreneurship is exactly the same. Nobody is ever truly ready. We do it scared. We do hard things. We begin before we're ready. And before you start any marketing plan, that's what we're talking about here. Begin somewhere. Begin somewhere. And yes, that means showing up. That means Facebook Lives. That means podcasts. That means all these different ways. Get out there, start talking about it, show your face. Yes, it's going to be scary. You can do hard things. And the confidence, the flow, the ease will come as you train, just like any athlete. You're a marketing athlete. And you have to train, and over time you get better, you get faster, you get more aligned, you start to know your body better, you get a feel for what you're doing, and then things start to click at a much more aligned place, and that's where you want to be. All right. Also, know before you go, the answer no lives on the same street as yes. Okay, that is to say that on the same path, if you were going to knock on doors, actually door to door, then you're going to find it doesn't matter what you're offering, doesn't matter what your price point is. Even if you were giving it away for free, there are some people who are not going to answer. There are some people who are going to just say no. There's some people that are going to be mean and say no. And there's some people who are going to politely say no. And most people are probably going to say no. But on that same street where all the no's live, there's a yes, at least one. Somewhere in this neighborhood, there is a yes. And so it's important not to get distracted by the no's. When you start building an email list, for example, there will be people who never open your email, people who unsubscribe after the first email, people who never click on anything, right? People who follow you for months on your social feed, but never engage, never buy a service, right? So there's a type of no, and then there are people who are going to just flat out say, no, I'm not interested, and keep scrolling, right? That's going to happen more often than you're going to get yeses. That's normal. That's anything. Even if you're giving away something for free, that's true. So it's important to desensitize to the no and to focus, hey, how many no's do I need to get before I get a yes? Count the no's. Be grateful for the no's. Stack up the no's, because somewhere in here, in the same hood as no, are the yeses. And it's important to allow the no's to fuel you, but not to disempower you. Somewhere in here, you do it enough, talk to enough people, knock on enough doors, so to speak, you're going to get yes. Not just yes, but yes, please. And how do I pay you? Okay, check-in time before we move on. I've given you a lot of information. So take a moment, what's resonating with you? Scribble it down on a notepad and think about it for just 30 seconds. Pause the video if you want more time. But what's resonating with you right now based on where you are in your journey? And more than likely you have questions. April, that's great, but how do I become a beacon? How do I get to a place where I can know who my audience is and what I'm offering? And if my price point is right, how do I dispel the doubt? How do I make sure that I'm being a good waiter when I'm in all of my marketing octopus, or when I'm talking to somebody, or I'm at a networking event? How can I work through the imposter? If it comes up for me, what do I do? Right? I've told you, given you some of the knowledge, to be some pieces to be aware of, but then how do you work through it, right? And you probably have questions around that. And if you do, I invite you to drop in this link on this slide. We'll invite you to get the side hustle guide that I offer, which the side hustle guide goes in more in depth in how to do these things, how to practice these things. Okay. It is an email course, and it is chock full of good stuff, and I invite you to go ahead and grab it at a very special price on the link on this slide, tinyurl.com/markerher-shp.